We could go. Greetings, everyone. My name is Queen YoNasDa Lone Wolf. I am here for Black Women Are Divine. I am project strategist for Black Lives Matter Grassroots, and I am very, very excited that we have Miss Bianca Austin is a woman of integrity, resilience, and unwavering commitment to justice. With a background as a dedicated healthcare professional, Austin's life took a profound turn toward activism following the tragic death of her niece, Breonna Taylor. Brianna, Brianna, a 26-year-old certified emergency medical technician at EMT who worked at two local hospitals, was senselessly killed in her own home on March 13th, 2020, during a botched raid by the Louisville Metro Police Department. Since that life altering moment, Austin has devoted herself to fighting against police brutality and advocating for social and human equality. She stands as a passionate voice for victims, survivors, and families impacted by police violence, offering mentorship and unwavering support to those navigating similar tragedies. Austin collaborates with local and national organizations and nonprofits to campaign for legislative reforms, including the successful passage of Breonna Taylor's No Knock Law and continued advocacy for the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. Her work is fueled by a deep belief in the power of solidarity and the necessity of systematic change to achieve justice and equity for all. Through her activism, Bianca Austin continues to honor Breonna Taylor's legacy, striving to create a world where such tragedy never happen again. I am so happy that you are a part of Black Women Are Divine. Black Women Are Divine campaign, the initiative started because of your niece. Dr. Melina Abdullah, who is the founder of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, saw the beauty of Breonna Taylor. She didn't know her, she didn't get a chance to meet her, but she saw the beauty also through all of the women within your family and as well as your daughters. I believe you have a daughter.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. But but to also show to everyone that we have divinity in all of us.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, we live in a world where this system does not see the divinity in our Black women. So we want to empower, inspire Black women all over this nation and highlight those that are doing great things in your community. So, Bianca, so thank you so much for being a part of this social conversation and for everyone to really get a chance to get to know you.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. And it's an honor to be a part of Black Women Are Divine, especially representing my niece, Breonna Taylor, who this was centered around. So I'm definitely honored to be here. I'm definitely still out here for her. We're definitely still in the fight. But this is like one of those things every year that we really look forward to celebrating Black women. I got an opportunity like 2 years ago to actually be in LA and take part of the event. And when I tell you, like, it was a whole different experience on a level of self-care like I've never experienced before.
Mm,
I was just like thrilled. So just to keep this annually going, I know times are, in LA is just tragic right now, but just keep Breonna's name amplified. Not just the tragedy around her, but this in particularly just gives us an opportunity to just really remember who Breonna was. Like you said, she was very into work. She was very self goal oriented. Like she worked for two local hospitals. So that just alone tells you what type of person, caring person she was. She really had it out to care for people. And it was just part of her nature. So I'm honored to be here, especially part of being a Black woman, and I am divine, so I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
Especially, Dr. Milena Abdullah has been a mentor of mine,
Yeah.
um, from just since we met. She just took me under my wing, and I give her the hard questions. We laugh, cry, and figure it out. So
Yeah.
and then especially to just women in general, just remind women that we all don't have to agree um,
Yes.
with one another. I just like to just keep that out there, because I don't necessarily uh, I admire Dr. Milena just outside of her organizations on a
Yeah.
personal level. And
Yeah.
I admire a lot of the work that she's doing just off camera.
Yeah.
And she's just as a mother, like that side of her, just knowing she's a Prince fan. I don't think a lot of people know like that side of her, like, wait, what, girl? But just getting to know her on a personal level,
Yeah.
just showing just women around the world, like, we can put our differences aside and just take that little bit of what inspire you from each other, and you know
Yes.
stay in our own lane, but we cross paths here and there. It's okay.
I love it. So before the tragedy of Breonna Taylor, can you please let everyone know the kind of person that, I mean, I know I got a chance to hang out with the whole family. Um, when we was up there with the Until Freedom family and Portia and Yandy from Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives, and you all had a cookout for the anniversary. We took over the streets, we shut down the streets and everything. But to be around the entire family, I mean, you all are just constantly laughing and could cook. I was eating so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and just that type of love, I mean, just gave me an insight. But can you just let everyone know, the kind of person Brianna was?
Oh man, like when I just tell you, like I tell people, like she was the first in the family. Like she was like the
Mhm.
first grandchild. She was our first niece.
Wow.
Tamika's first baby. So we really grew on Brianna. You know what I'm saying? Like we really learned. I grew into a young lady. A lot of things. Before I was a mom, I was an auntie. So
Yeah.
it's learning, growing up. Just living those everyday obstacles. I was, just from elementary to, her graduating from EMT, uh,
Yeah.
graduating as an EMT.
Yeah.
Before March 13th, like I said, Brianna, she was thriving. Like she had goals. She wanted to get married, start having children. She had planned on buying a house.
Mhm.
Like you saw, we're very family oriented.
Yeah.
That's just the every week thing for us. Like at the time, we was all in nursing school when this happened. Myself, my sister Tahasha,
Yeah.
and Brianna was going back to nursing school. My sister Tamika, we always in the healthcare field, so we was rocking it out. Like we was setting goals. And I remember the day before. The night that she was murdered, she actually called to hang out, and I was studying for an exam. And I'm
Mm.
like, nah, Bree, and it was just so crazy. But the weekend before, we had met up at the park, we was barbecuing, we acting out,
Yeah.
just having a good time. And I actually missed it. And she's like, girl, you can't miss another Sunday, like make sure you take your test, pass it. And
Yeah.
so I'm just like, yeah, I'm make sure we doing it. We had plans on meeting up that Sunday, at the park. And this thing just took us by storm. So yeah, we very close. Like we hung out. We was in the house hanging out.
Yeah.
We always had that. We always didn't need to go hang out in the streets because everybody came over. You know what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
always had a house full.
Yeah.
So it's like we've always been like very close. Like cooking. You know what I'm saying? Where we can cook. We from Michigan,
Yeah.
so so
I ate so good. Oh my God. And just
eyes
laughing
on cooking.
and
So And then
Yeah.
actually, we tried to start. I don't know if the world know what turkey knuckles is, but it's a
No.
northern thing in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Delicacy is turkey knuckles, we call them. And we started. Well, we actually got a turkey knuckle business called Uncle T's Turkey Tips for my
Oh,
brother.
wow.
We kind of started that business to inspire him to get back after his stroke that he had, just to you know show everybody, our qualities and our good food and delicacy, just share it with the world. So,
Yes.
so yeah, so those type of things, it just keep us inspired, keep us going, just missing her birthdays, Christmases, all that good stuff is just it's just not the same no more. It's just real hard. It's real hard to come together, but we just take it one holiday at a time, just try to keep our faith. And grieving is still here, hit and miss, because
Yeah.
once you think like you finally get to bury a certain part of things, or you know and trying to still go to court and get pains and laws passed is, it's kind of have you up and down and all over the place. So
Um, how with what happened? Um, what do you do for self-care?
wow, that's a good question, because me, for self-care, I
Mhm.
like to eat.
That's
So
soothing.
I don't know, but my son called me a big back,
A
so
big bag. Yeah, my
so
son does that when he see me eating a lot. He be like, "Big bag, big bag, big bag."
so yeah, that's like, like you said, we
But
like to eat, we
I
like to
embrace it. Okay,
recreate.
the food is comforting. It's
Yeah, so
comforting.
comforting. But
Yes.
like being in this movement, advocating for people, you do have to take self-care. And for me, that's time alone. I spend a lot of time alone. So I'm a loner.
Mhm.
I like to just be alone, when I have just some time to myself to think. Because I'm a person of high energy.
Mhm.
So, my mind's constantly going. I'm always talking to my ancestors. I'm
Yeah.
praying. I'm, searching for ideas, searching, putting things together. So when I have that moment of just peace, and it's usually in the shower.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the prayer closet. That's my prayer closet
Yeah,
too.
so it's usually in the shower, or just, sitting in your car after work, or,
Yeah.
in an event. But, just take some time to just take a deep breath. So.
So in that meditation, how is that how you came up with the Families United?
So
How did that come
actually,
about? Mhm.
so Families United came about. It was after it was back in 2020. It was after Daniel Cameron decided not to press charges. We found out that he actually didn't present anything to take to the grand jury.
Yeah.
Um, we was just inspired. I was inspired by Jacob Blake. He's the father of Jacob Blake Jr., who was shot 7 times in the back in
Mhm.
Kenosha.
Wow.
He came down for a press conference, and I linked up with him, and we've been like best friends, literally best friends ever since.
Yeah.
We was just sitting here talking. We was in solidarity with George Floyd's family. We spent a lot of time with George Floyd family, and at the time, Ahmaud Arbery
Yeah.
was killed. So in 2020, there
Mhm.
was a lot of families impacted in 2020. I don't know if you heard of Fred Cox, but it was a lot of families that you really didn't hear. But we was kind of uniting on the, like, just how do you feel? How are you doing? What's going on with you?
Yeah.
And Trump kind of inspired, like, you guys are really um I don't know what I said, like, I don't know. I forget like what it was, but we just kind of linked on each other, right?
Yeah.
Um, but not knowing that it was already, it's already kind of groups out here. It was a group out here, Families United for Justice, that I wasn't aware of. But
Mhm.
it was just kind of like a name, it was just like, we
Yeah.
families, let's unite, Families United. So we went with it. We just took the
Yeah.
name with it, and we've been out here, boots on the ground, and doing what we can to make a difference, trying to make our mark in this movement. Ever since. So that's how I came about. It's been a little backlash about the name, but I wouldn't, like a name doesn't mean anything to me. It's about the people, the tragedies, and make sure families is getting supported. So
Yeah.
Families United is what it is. It's just a name, but it's about the people and the board members that's a part of Families United.
Yeah.
Um, Jacob is the president. I'm the vice president.
Hmm.
Tanika Smith, who is Fred Cox's mother. Fred
Okay.
Cox was murdered in Greensboro, North Carolina, at
Mm.
a funeral by an undercover cop. She
Wow.
recently got a $4 million settlement for the civil suit for on behalf of her son.
Hmm.
Also, we have Jolly Good Ginger. Jolly is a well-known
He is. He's
TikTok.
really good.
Yeah, so he's been an activist here.
Hmm.
His backstory is his father was a racist. He grew up in a racist household. He has biracial siblings. He decided that he didn't want to be racist. That he was going to take a stand. So he's been supporting us. We've been advocating and been out here like boots on the ground ever since. Just trying to just find new ways of
Yeah.
advocating. Number one,
Hmm.
and just trying to give new ideas, and just trying to really build a coalition of
Yeah.
families,
Yeah.
and really encourage families to come forward, because a lot of times, these families aren't comfortable
Mm.
um, being in front of the camera. They feel like they don't know what to say. They may feel like they said the wrong thing. Uh,
Yeah.
a lot of it is embarrassment. A lot of these families be too embarrassed. Like, I don't know, you
Mm.
know, like it's hard for them to grieve and
Yeah.
put their story in front of the camera. And a lot of times, believe it or not, these families don't come forward because they feel like they don't have a case, or they don't feel like uh, that um, they felt like their child or whatever, or their loved one may had a part in their untimely death.
Yeah.
And you know, if you don't know the law,
Yeah.
it's very, and we've been really letting this go on to our loved ones for years. So
Yeah.
just to kind of break that cycle and saying it's nothing wrong with running from the police, like
Yeah.
that, just to use that for instance, no particular places, but a lot of cases you will see that in an instinct of fear,
Hmm.
you know people decide to run. Maybe they could get away, not
Yeah.
knowing that. But it doesn't excuse an officer for taking their life. You know what I'm saying? So you have to explain that to people. Just because your loved one ran, they deserve to still have their day in court, not their day at the coroner's office. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot of times we have to not persuade, but just
Yeah.
literally sit down and let them understand what happened. Let them know what their options are, uh,
Hmm.
and let them decide whether they want to pursue justice in that case. And then
Do these
some
families reach out to? Go ahead.
yeah. And then sometimes, families, it's hard to hear that they may not have a case.
Yeah.
So those conversations, sometimes I have to say, hey, like, unfortunately, you don't have a civil case, and
Yeah.
although it's wrong, here's the next steps on how you can still honor your loved one. So there's a lot of conversations that go on that, you know.
I understand that because my best friend's son, he was 13 years old and he was shot in the head because he ran while they was doing a community roundup, and he
Wow.
was just scared, and they
Right.
shot him. And even with her, with that first attorney telling her she didn't have a case, but then
Mm-hmm.
when a lot of things started becoming exposed, she just wasn't in a place to fight at that time, and I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My cousins were murdered by police in South Dakota. My aunt was like, once I can't fight right now, I
Yes.
just can't
Mm-hmm.
fight. And then years later, you have families that want to fight. Um,
Mm-hmm.
do you pursue? these families, or do they reach out to you? And then how do you kind of talk them into wanting to fight at that time? Or do you
Mm-hmm.
wait? So this is a two-part question. Or do you wait, like if they're coming to you 5 years later or 2 years later, do you
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, I can, do you, I could be of a support, or this is what these are the steps you should do? Like, how do you deal with that?
As far as like pursuing the families, I don't pursue families. You know, I get a lot of thousands of inboxes and emails and stuff daily.
Yeah.
That uh, that I kind of I have to filter through them just to direct them to the proper place. Like I'm not I'm not an expert,
Yeah.
so I
Yes.
tell people listen, I'm
Yeah.
not an expert. I got a lot of common sense. I've
Yeah.
got a lot of experience. Just me. Being in management and in my background and knowing how to organize and connecting people with the right in the right places with the right people. But
Yeah.
yes, I really I do screen them. A lots of times where I've done it, I've got so mad and I'm like, I'm getting down there right now. And the next thing I'm in halfway across the country. And
Yeah.
you get there and you like, wait, y'all missed a big part of the story
Mm.
out now. Like, so
Right, right.
hey,
Yeah.
hold on. Wait, what
Yeah.
happened? And
Yeah.
you don't want to. And I've been put in that situation, and that just taught me. It's not that I don't want to support, but some spaces I don't belong in. I don't
Mhm.
like even police incarceration.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot about. Like I've never been to jail until Akron police tracked me down,
Mhm.
assaulted me, and took me to jail. Now
Mm.
I grew up now and may have done a few things that I should have been, got caught, but nothing that I would be out here incriminating myself.
Yeah.
So that, just that experience alone, getting arrested in Akron, made me just tackle situations a lot different.
Yeah.
But I do try my best to direct people in the right places. 'Cause like you said, it's a network of people. I know just being out here in the movement, connecting with people, the work that they do. If you come to me and you need help, I try to direct you to the right people. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to tell you, look, I don't know nothing about that. I can't help you. Like
Yeah.
it's not my lane. You're like, what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A lot of people think that you're supposed to just
No.
here you
Yeah.
go, but it's really not like that. But if you are really out here and need help and advocating and you having a hard time, like I really try to do my best to make sure that to connect you with the correct people, especially like national, like people. I live in Kentucky, so
Mhm.
I
Right.
know people see me here and there everywhere, but I'd be like, baby girl, it's like 6 hours from you. I'm not, no. Sorry. But I will share a
Yeah.
post. You know what I'm saying? I try to email people, put it
Yeah.
in the network. Like if you need a lawyer, lawyers are hard. We need more civil lawyers to stand up for us. Ben
Yes,
Crump's not
we
one
do.
person. I tell people that,
Yeah.
like I have to sit here and listen to people go on about him and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. But I just try to bring people back down and just let them know, like, we have other options. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, yeah, but ultimately,
Mhm.
yes, I liked and actually, these coalitions of families,
Yeah.
have their own nonprofits. So with that being said, like, you have Dante Wright,
Mhm.
that the Kobe Heisler Foundation,
Mhm.
of course, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin,
Yeah.
Ahmaud Arbery. Shout out to Miss Wanda.
Yes.
Prayers for her. One of those that officer, not even an officer, but the clerk, whoever that lady just
I
got
know.
her charges dismissed. So
I
just
know.
keeping families uplifted, like Miss Wanda, like that's a hard blow to be out here 5 years,
I
and then
know.
on the fifth year after your son was murdered, you get a slap in the face because of uh, their mistake that um, yeah. So yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot, especially when you're looking at years later, and like we have here in Atlanta, Georgia, we just had Jimmy Atchison's case, and
yes.
and then after our large support, now they're saying, closed, everything is closed, and then of course
Hmm.
Ahmaud Arbery, and just being there, and then we have, and then Miss the mother of Kendrick, Jackie Johnson, the mother of Kendrick Johnson, still out there fighting.
Mhm.
Where are we at with Breonna Taylor? What are the next steps that you would like everyone to do?
Oh man, Brianna has got so. Listen, we need people in Louisville because I'm. Well, first to start off with Brianna, I'll just rewind it a little bit. Uh,
Yeah.
Representative Morgan McGarvey start pushing the Justice for Breonna Taylor Act probably a little bit, almost a year ago.
Okay.
Uh, so that is to get no knocks warrants banned on a federal level for federal law enforcement.
Hmm.
As you know, the no knock warrant, we're still pushing that legislation across locally and local states. It is passed here in Kentucky on a state level and a
Hmm.
federal level,
Good job.
but we still want to push that Justice for Breonna Taylor Act.
Yeah.
We also have the Louisville consent decree
Hmm.
that has really been a very hot topic here.
Hmm.
Um, the Mayor Greenberg was supposed to sign this consent decree back in September, I believe. He
Hmm.
got it signed in December, right before the end of December,
Hmm.
after this Republican administration is in office now. And of course, there's been a lot of it, Trump administration has put a halt on all the consent decrees that's going on. But
Yeah.
with that being said, um, Mayor Greenberg had agreed, and Chief Paul Humphrey had agreed that they would honor the consent decree
Oh,
uh,
okay.
publicly. But
Hmm.
since then, it's just been some speculation and hearsay that just biased remarks coming from the mayor. He just put out a statement. The Inspector General, Ed Harness, put out a statement yesterday that complaining about the lack of communication that's coming from Louisville Police Chief Paul Humphrey and the mayor uh,
Hmm.
Greg Greenberg, who tends to get publicly make statements that they support this and that they're making tremendous strides
Yeah.
to come up with an agreement. But yet we know that Judge Benjamin has put a hold on it till February 18th.
Mm.
Now, they were supposed to have an independent monitor come in, and but with the consent decree going out the window, there's no budget for that independent monitor. So now
Yeah.
it's just like we're in the fight right now to just hold these people accountable,
Hmm.
especially coming from our mayor, which we really was out here um, campaigning for him to be in office.
Yeah.
It looked like it's going to be a short candidacy for him because
Mm.
I will not be voting for him. And I
Yeah.
will make sure that
Yeah.
my colleagues and the rest of my community is aware of what Greenberg is officially doing behind our backs.
Mm.
It's not he's using us, and he's not. He's no type of leader, and he's
Mm.
done nothing that he said he was going to do for us,
Yeah.
especially around Breonna Taylor. Don't you? He kind of used that, to get into office, and then now he's in the back door. So,
Yeah.
it's just that's very much what's going on here. I just recently held a panel discussion with some of our powerful Black women here. Lanita Baker, um,
Hmm.
is has been our a face for Breonna legal team here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Hmm.
We have the Senator Couture Herron, who recently has been sworn in as the new senator.
Okay.
Adam Scott is an ex former state representative who has been an advocate for Breonna Taylor and was also arrested during
Mhm.
Breonna Taylor protests. We have Shamika Parrish Wright, who
Go
is
ahead.
Louisville Metro
Mhm.
Council for District 3 here, who is the backbone behind the community consent decree, who she's trying to get past the resolution
Mhm.
through the Metro Council. So shout out to her. I
Yeah.
listen, I take my hats off to that woman. I tell her that all the time.
Yeah.
Just to keep the conversation going,
Hmm.
the Louisville community has been very much in the forefront, supportive behind the consent decree. There's still a lot of activists who has charges, that hasn't been dropped when they was out here. Even
Yeah.
after the DOJ put out this 200 and something page of very disgusting
Yeah.
violations. I mean, if you read through it, it's not only just police brutality. I mean, it's sexual assault, uh,
Mm.
all kind of disgusting not even allegations. They're
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So uh,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work to be done here, and I just it and it's just going to take more than just one group of people to do it. It's going to
Yeah.
take us nationally to keep the eyes on this city and keep holding these people accountable. So I just cry out just for continuous support here in Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever we can do. I know we're organizing, we're strategizing still.
Yeah.
I'll get those updates, and I try to post as much as I can
Hmm.
when as it comes. I
Yeah.
know April 8th, Brent Hankinson has a sentencing date.
Hmm.
So he was found guilty back in November of 24. So he does have a sentencing date. So this is the second time they done pushed it back. So it
Hmm.
was March 12th. Then already pushed it back to April 8th. So let's be aware. We want to make sure that we show up and make sure that he get some time. Uh,
Yeah, that's the day after my birthday. So hopefully that I get a nice little birthday gift.
Yeah, so give us something to go on, you know.
Right, right, right.
And not to mention, there's two other officers who's Joshua James and
Hmm.
Kyle Meaning. Uh,
Hmm.
they still have they still have yet to have their day in court for
Yeah.
violating Breonna's civil rights as well. And then,
Wow.
not to mention, Kelly Gottlieb is the officer who orchestrated them lying and all that stuff. So she had
Yeah.
already pled guilty.
Hmm.
Uh, but her agreement was that she would testify against the other two
Mm.
when they go to court before she serves her time. So there's
Yeah.
still a lot going on here when it pertains to Breonna and her justice train.
Yeah.
Not to mention, March 13th be her 5-year anniversary coming up.
Okay.
So we just still want to, make sure we honor her and keep her flame lit for
Yeah.
justice.
Well,
Mm.
that's why we're doing the Black Women Are Divine, and that entire weekend, the March 13th,
Mhm.
cities all across this nation are doing something in honor, to
Mhm.
keep her name and her legacy,
Yeah.
and then through you all, how can people get in contact with you?
So if you look us up at thefamilies-united.org, that's our
There it
website.
is, right there on the
Yep.
other.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So make sure you tap into the website. Also follow us on Instagram at I don't know. I think it's like FAMU on
I think it
Instagram.
is. I
And then
tag
it's
on.
like Families United on Facebook.
Yeah, it's
So
one of
just
them. But
it's
make
one
sure
of them.
you
I'm
all just
sorry,
go
y'all.
to
I
the.
should know this.
Yeah, just go to the website and
Yeah.
yeah,
So
ask the
we
family
just try to update people.
united.org.
Yes, thefamilies-united.org. So that's the website. Just make sure you tune in. We're actually going to have Dr. Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. out here in Louisville
Oh, good.
next Saturday. He's going to narrate Judas and the Black Messiah, which is a film um,
About his
dedicated
father.
about his father. So we're going to watch a movie and he's going to narrate that film with us. So it's a great chance to get some good one-on-one Black history if you're in Louisville. And then just keep following us for the rest of the work we're doing and all that good stuff. Yeah.
I love it. And what you're doing, I know that Brianna is just looking upon all of you all
Oh
and just
yeah.
in
Yeah,
great.
she's definitely upon us. She sends me
Yeah.
signs all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, leave me alone. Okay, I got so, her spirit is always definitely she definitely make her presence known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was purple her favorite color?
So her favorite color was blue, and then she tried to switch to purple.
Oh,
Be like her auntie. Because I don't know. I was like, when did purple become your favorite color? But purple was her favorite color. Yeah.
yes. I always think of her legacy just because of the way that you all have just put purple out there and
Oh yeah.
everything. And so yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I really had a phenomenal time with your family,
Yeah.
and I'm constantly on the front line, just saying her name. And
Yeah.
and all of those that's tuning in right now, let's continue to amplify. Please get in contact with the
Mhm.
Families United the families united.org to talk to Miss Austin and the whole coalition of families all across this nation. Let's support them, donate to them, please, in order for them to continue to do the work. And then we at Black Lives Matter Grassroots, our nominations are open right now. So if you would like to nominate a divine Black woman that is in the spirit of Breonna Taylor, and the spirit, and it also with the phenomenal aura of Miss Bianca, if you know someone that is doing incredible work nationally,
Okay.
impacting their community, nominate a divine Black woman. Go to blmgrassroots.org right now, and then you have until February 16th and then we will honor them publicly and send them some gifts and all types of just love up on that person.
And they good gifts too, y'all, honey.
Yeah. Oh, you all are gonna
Oh
love
yeah, I could listen. My good. I was like, what? Okay. So
this
yeah,
year we're gonna have some really great gifts too. So
When
uh,
I tell you, like literally, y'all, like I went and we was at the park. I was wandering around, like I
yeah,
didn't like. Melania was like, "It's time for you to come." I'm like, "Hold on, he's painting a picture of me," and it
yeah,
was so fun. Like seriously, I wish we could do that, organize that nationally every year,
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
So
and then the beautiful part is this year for Divine Black Woman, every city is doing something that is
yeah,
in regards to self-care and
self
catering and
care.
things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
here in Atlanta, I have Revolutionary Healing, where on the third Sunday of every month we do self-care,
Okay.
which is a wellness retreat. So you're gonna have to come down here to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all
For
for it.
so the next one will be on February 16th and March 16th, as a matter of
Okay.
fact. So, but
I
yeah,
have to remember that if I'm
yeah,
in the
I'll
next.
text
I
you.
snuck down there for Jimmy. Like I snuck
Yeah.
down
Oh,
there
you
just
did.
last year. Yeah,
Okay.
I did. He was in the hospital, and he,
Yeah.
I was coming. But
Yeah.
I know he had a court hearing, and I knew he was in the hospital. So me and Jacob did sneak down there, and he
Oh,
was just
good.
boo-hooing like, "I just love y'all."
Yeah. And you
So
know what?
that's the type of stuff we do. Like, yeah.
Exactly, and that's what's so needed is that we
Mhm.
and for those that are just tuning in, Jimmy Hill is the father of Jimmy Atchison here in Atlanta, and that's similar story to Breonna Taylor. They came in, as a matter of fact, he was the wrong person they were looking
Mhm.
for, and they shot him in the closet. And so Jimmy Hill has been a father that has been on the front line. Jimmy Atchison's mother passed away, and
Mhm.
so, but he has been dealing with a lot of health. And so to know that you all have been there for him, that's
Yeah.
exactly what the coalition of families should be doing, is being
Absolutely.
there for
Absolutely.
families. So I'm happy
Shout
that you
out to all our Atlanta fam. I know, Ashley, she be in Atlanta a lot.
hmm
Miss Felicia, Miss Kathy, like all
yeah,
of, we love all y'all. Like,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
all of our activists and impacted families that be in Atlanta, we love y'all.
yeah. So is there any last words that you would like to share in regards to um, what it means to be a divine Black woman?
If I could share any last words on what it means to be a divine woman, is that in your darkest days, there is light at the
Mhm.
end of the tunnel, and never give up. So always reach for the stars, and be great while you're doing it.
Coming from you, that's so impactful. Thank you. I'm going to receive that. I appreciate you taking your time out of this busy Thursday.
I appreciate you having me. And when it comes to Brianna, look, I'm a sucker for her. So
Yeah,
anytime I get get a chance to talk about her, I
yeah.
try to make her priority.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having. Thank you
Mm,
for being part of Black Women Are Divine social conversation.
yes, peace and
Thank you.
love.
Peace. Oh, let me end it.